Hey everybody, welcome to Geeking Properly, and I know it's been a while.
2 years later.
This channel is mostly about gaming and anime, but I told some people that if we made it to 100 subs, we'll make a Tinder tutorial. This was back in 2021 and we actually did it. So if I want to get back into content, I feel like I owe it to them and at least, fulfill my promise. So here we are. I've used Tinder in the US, Colombia, Venezuela, Spain, and pretty much everything applies in every language. Still, I will leave you like the equivalent message in the video, just in case. I'll go over the technical elements of the app. I'll share some tips and tricks to help you have more success. And at the end of the video, I will even help you decide if it's worth paying Tinder money or not. First, let's go into what the app likes. This is all pretty basic stuff, but just in case. Tinder is more likely to show your profile if it's complete, if it's a full profile. This means all 9 pictures, have information in your biography, your passions, everything that is in your profile, try to complete it and make sure it's verified. Number 2, swipe constantly. The more you swipe, the more you will be shown to other people. Keep in mind that you can still use Tinder without optimizing these, but it's like nerfing yourself. It's not fair. It's just about building a strong foundation from the beginning, so just try to optimize your chances. Now let's go into your profile. I know it sounds awful, but the initial hook is 100% superficial. So you need your absolute best pictures. Try to aim for solo pictures or selfies. Do not have a group picture for your profile picture unless you're like with animals or something. Your photos should include 3 things. Now, everything doesn't need to be in the profile picture, but try to make sure all 3 of them are included like in the profile in general. The first one is a clear view of your face. The second one is a full body picture. This doesn't mean shirtless or in the beach or anything. This just means that they can see you from head to toe. And the third one is a plus element of whatever you think it represents you. For me, for example, I know I have a decent physique, so I add that and my relationship with sports because I love them. But it can be pretty much everything. It can be your love for music, for cooking, for pets, etc. Now, believe it or not, your biography matters. They read it. And it's another filter for them to decide they should swipe right or not. So here's like a basic idea of what you should put in. A short sentence that shows your way of thinking, your philosophy, your values, sense of humor, etc. For me, for example, I have my job and occupation, and then I have this. I've had a lot of people that told me that they actually swiped right because of this part in particular. Now, we are almost onto the juicy stuff.
Nice.
But first, I just want to clarify something. If you match with a girl, it doesn't really mean that she thinks you're hot.
What?
It barely means you're alright. It only means that your appearance, it's not an issue. I've seen a lot of guys acting as if they are like entitled or as if they have a huge progress made just because they match with somebody, and it's really not the case. The real lifting begins when you actually start a conversation. So that's the juicy stuff I was referring to. Here we go. Okay, so the main goal is to get her number, right? But for that, we use a story. The idea is to have them interested about your story to the point where they're like even asking for it, asking you to tell it. And this helps us stand out from all the highs, hellos, what are you looking for in Tinder, which she has thousands of. So my starting line is, so you are quite good looking. Hey. Then if they reply, you ask, have you ever met anyone using this? Most people say something on the lines of, no, I downloaded this app yesterday, or LOL, yeah, you? Then you say, I've met a couple of people before, and it has been fun, but I've had some bad experiences as well. Some of them even funny. And yes, I do write all those dots. Then she'll reply something on the lines of, really? Like what? Then you reply, I have a story that I think it'll make you laugh. Can I have your number so that I can tell it better? Now, what to do if they don't reply, or if you're getting poor replies? There's no shame in insisting a little. Basically, do whatever you can to move the conversation towards you telling the story. If we go to the starting line, so you are quite good looking. Hey, jump your way to the next line. Say something like, I'm gonna try something different from just saying hi. You send that message and then you send the question. Have you ever met anyone using this? And it's the same thing if they don't reply there, like after, I don't know, 2 or 3 days maybe. I'll go to the next line. I have a story that I think it will make you laugh. Can I have your number so that we can talk better? If they don't reply there, then it's time to wave the white flag and move to a different match or just keep swiping.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Important to remember that most users only use the app like a couple of times a week, so don't expect replies immediately. It varies depending on the person, but I've had good results waiting 1, 2, maybe 3 days before sending my insisting message. If they give you their number, then that's great. Tell the story. If you've made it this far, they usually give their number. If they don't give you their number and say something like, I don't know, let's just keep talking through here for now, that engagement, it's still a win, so it's good. Now, I have a really funny and personal story. Feel free to use it if you want, but I strongly recommend you to tell a story of your own because it's your story and you know how to tell it, but also because the story itself, it's really not the point. The point is keep engaging, have her interested in whatever you're gonna tell, whatever your story is. So, with nothing else to say, here's mine. Pay attention and enjoy. Okay, so this happened when I lived in Dallas. I was in college, I was 21 years old, and I was talking to this girl, she was 19. By this time, we have been texting every day, we have talked through the phone, it was going well. Then, on a Thursday, I was getting home from college and she tells me that she wants to see me today. I tell her that I'm really tired and that I think it's better if we just meet in the weekend. She says, no, I really want to see you today. I'm going away with my parents in the weekend. I just want to meet you. So today's a perfect day. After that, I tell her that I don't have a car on Thursdays and that I have to wake up really early in the morning. Then she insisted. She's like, okay, how about this? I'm gonna tell a girlfriend of mine so you can tell a friend of yours who has a car and then you can pick up the both of us. She sends a picture of her friend. I show it to my friend and he's like, yeah, okay, let's go. Dallas is huge. She lived like 1 hour and 40 minutes away from us, and I had to pick her up after midnight because she was busy before. So we get there and they come out. It's two cute girls, they look like their pictures and nobody got catfish. Everything was going awesome. So they get in and we were driving. While we were on the highway, a cop pulls us over. He tells us that we have a broken light and we should fix it first thing in the morning. He doesn't even give us a ticket, he just writes down a warning, gives it to us, and then he leaves. Then I turn around and the two girls were crying, hugging, in a crisis. Their makeup was a disaster. Their noses were all wet, so I told them to calm down, nothing happened. He didn't even give us a ticket, it was just a warning, and that we will fix it tomorrow. Nothing happened, so there's no reason to cry. They say okay, so we keep driving. After like 10 minutes of driving, the girl I was with says it's better if we just take them home and we just meet another day. So that's what we do. We make a U-turn and we drive her back home. But when we were like 1 block away from her house, another cop pulls us over for the same thing, the broken light. So we tell him, okay officer, we already got a warning, we're gonna fix it first thing in the morning, thank you. And the cop was like, oh okay. Then he points the light at the girls in the back seat and he realizes that they were again in a crisis, crying, no makeup, hugging, very nervous and scared. So he sees that and the cop points his lantern at her and he's like, how old are you? At this point, I was in my phone, I was just tired, I wanted to get back to my place and sleep. But when she was asked this question, she was so scared, so nervous that she replied in a very hesitant voice. She was like, 14? To which I thought, don't get nervous. I mean, there's no reason to lie to the cops, just be honest, tell the truth, and answer the question. And that's when I realized she wasn't lying to the cops. She was lying to me. I was in college, I was 21 years old. 21 years old. 14?
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Heads away, I can see them! You're not gonna with me, aren't you?
No, sir, I wouldn't dare.
Yeah, you're a nasty little Hispanic huh? You like that, don't you?
Yeah, what? No, it's all a mistake, I swear. She told me she was 19, I can prove it.
In the end, everything became really chaotic. He asked for backup because we were 1 block away from her house. Her mom came in and she yelled at me horrible things and to her daughter. Yeah, it was chaotic. But in the end, it was proven that she lied about her age. Nothing happened, thank God. And at that time, it was really something. But looking at it now, it's kind of funny. The point is that every time I tell this story, she's cracking up asking all these questions and the conversation starts picking up. The details make it even more interesting, more funny. So that's how you jump up the page and you stand out in a way. After this, there are really no more frameworks, and it really depends on how good of a match is it, but you two are engaging, and that's the whole point about making a connection. In the end, I do want to say that it's really not about how good looking you are. That might help you to get the initial match at the beginning, but it's really about how interesting you are and how you can stand out and start building up your chemistry. Now, should you pay Tinder money? The short answer is no. It's not really worth it if you're using it from where you live, where you'll be using it for a while, have time to swipe, and have time for the algorithm to absorb and spread your profile. But it can be worth it if you use it when you're traveling or visiting for a couple of weeks or more. If this is the case, Tinder has actually 3 valuable things that you can buy. Number 1 is what they call the passport. You can get it for the cheapest upgrade. For example, let's say you know you are gonna be traveling somewhere in a couple of weeks, then it can be worth it to start swiping beforehand. So that way when you get there, you already have a match. The second item that it's worth paying is the subscription. Get Tinder Platinum. It has many benefits, but the most important one is priority likes. This basically allows you to be seen faster, to be seen first. I have a theory that before, when I don't know, 12 years ago or something, when Tinder was just getting started, everybody had these likes, and that's why everybody had a lot of matches. But then when they started monetizing, they nerfed a couple of accounts, except for those who are paying for Platinum. These likes are awesome. And the third one, maybe the most expensive one, but maybe the most valuable one, are the boosts. It's basically like an item. You use it and you have 30 minutes and your profile is gonna be shown to everybody. The best way to use them, and they know, it's to buy them individually, and then you decide when to use them. This is the best and quickest way to get matches, so I only recommend using it when you are running on a limited time and you need to get matches today. And that's it. That's the tutorial. If you made it this far, I just want to say that even though I've done pretty good with Tinder in the past, this is not what I want this channel to be about. This channel is about gaming, anime, and a healthy lifestyle, and I try to mix them all together. But I wanted to fulfill my promise to you all and give you my sincere thanks for subscribing and, hanging in there and waiting for this. So here it is. I'll be answering your questions in the comments down below. And yeah, Geeking Properly is back, baby. Expect more content soon. See ya.